And here he talks to political strategist David Axelrod from the Democrats and Mike Murphy, an anti-Trump Republican.
Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. And I know how to do this job.
So David Axelrod, Mike Murphy, the legendary Hacks on Tap here. And I have so many.
So another thing that struck me about this story, just so many things just like pouring into me about this story. And I always have a tendency to try to extrapolate lessons. But you'll notice that the more Biden goes into decline and the more he becomes removed from reality, the more desperately his family tries to protect him. And they keep making his life smaller and smaller and narrower. And the circle around Joe Biden gets smaller and narrow and smaller and tighter and tighter. And it's like that with all of our maladaptive tension patterns, right? The more disconnected we get from reality, the more we have to tense up to try to bull our way through life opposed to reality, and we get smaller and tighter and smaller and tighter and tighter and weirder. And that's the same dynamic that's happening with the Joe Biden administration. And I love what Mickey Kaus says here. It's none of my business, but I think a draft of Joe Biden's resignation speech should be written by someone who is in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, because of the need for total honesty, because the false things that Joe Biden has told himself when he convinced himself that he was good to go for 4 more years are probably similar to the false things that addicts tell about themselves. Or he could just have Peggy Noonan write it. Yeah, there is a quality in 12-step programs that I have not found elsewhere. It's the best tool of which I'm aware for coming to terms with how one has contributed to one's own feelings and developing a moral inventory. So it usually begins by making a list of your biggest resentments. All right, so I had a list of rabbis that I resented because they asked me to leave their synagogue.